And I was sitting on the bench, and I was like, man, I'm scared to go in. It's Thursday night, it's on the east side, it's dark, and no lights. So, the game started, and then, now I just went to Crossroads, so it's kind of like, okay, I go to the hood in the morning, I go to, private school, and then I go to hood, come to hood, morning, night, private school during the day. Hood, Disneyland. So I'm at the drill, I'm sitting on the bench, DA's in the game, row, and then it was a referee, and the referee made a call. I never heard 8 dudes in my life cuss one person out and they almost made them leave the gym. And from that point on, I was like, man, I'm kind of scared to go in here. This is tough. And then Mungo, he was like, yo, welcome to the Hood League. He was like, welcome to the league with the big boys. And from that moment on, I knew like it was a special place. I didn't know how big it was. I didn't know how many people played in it, but every week, I would beg my coach to take me to the Drew League, man. I gotta see these pros, I gotta see these dudes who can really play basketball. And I think that for me, growing up, I always stayed connected to the Drew. I always stayed connected to Dino. Dino was like the guy on Central that we couldn't get to. So he had the leagues, he had the camps. He was already famous when I was like 8, 9 years old. We just couldn't, on that east side, it's hard to get that transportation, man, to go like 4 or 5 blocks. But Dino was always, like a star in the community, and what I saw in him is he embraced everybody, from 20-year-old vets to a 13-year-old kid like me. He was a father figure, for all of us, a father, a big brother, a mentor, a friend, and I think that that's kind of what this league is all about. It's really an extension of the community and everybody pulling together. So, everybody in this room serves a huge purpose. Coach Tiny, Coach Sullivan, all these guys have been around me, Al, all these guys have molded me to become the basketball player that I was, since I'm not playing anymore. But, I always respected them, and even when I got to the pros, the Drew was something that I always wanted to come back to. It was something that I always wanted to bring dudes in the NBA back to. I'd be like, yo, I'm from LA, I'm from the hood, you want to come play in the hood? They're like, yeah. And then I call them like, I went to the Drew, where you want to go? What you want to do? They're like, where is that? I'm like, it's east of the 110. I'm like, all right, call me later. So it was hard at first to get a lot of dudes down there, but, I always wanted to play basketball at the Drew. As soon as I got a chance, I wanted to be like these, like the DHs and the guys that I watched growing up. And, the Drew has always been a savior in my game and in my heart, and I always carry it with me. And, I'm glad to see all the great work, that this community is doing. And, I just want to continue to, be out in the forefront, encouraging guys, NBA players, sponsors, people to come, and just spend a little time around us and get a chance to see, what's really happening and all the lives that have been changed, all the lives that have been saved, and all the, the people that have been recognized throughout the Drew. So, I'm really grateful to be here, and I thank you guys for the opportunity, for having me. I thank you, Dino. All you guys have been, just great in my development as a professional basketball player, and I want to continue to uplift the Drew, year after year. So I thank you guys, and I really appreciate it.